Dirty dealings, corporate battles, consumer wars. This is Evening 5. Telekom Malaysia has secured a 1.25 billion ringgit contract from the federal government to develop and operate the country's new emergency call system called the Next Generation Emergency Services 999 or NG999. NG999 is a digital system integrating web-based digital maps, call ID, geolocation services, AI and mobile smart apps to improve emergency response times. To operate 24 hours a day, NG999 will replace the existing Malaysia Emergency Response Services 999 or MERS 999. According to TM's Bourse filing, its wholly owned unit, TM Technology Services, inked a 12-year concession agreement with the Ministry of Communications today. Aside from developing and operating NG999, TM will also provide call management, infrastructure and platform services, connectivity, support services, continuous improvement and other added services as requested by Putrajaya. The concession will run until 2036. According to the telco, the deal is expected to have a positive impact on the company's future earnings and net assets over the duration of the contract. Shares of TM closed 0.3% higher at 6.78 ringgit today, giving it a market valuation of 26.02 billion ringgit. HSS Engineers said a joint venture comprising its unit, HSS Engineering, and UAE-based partner consultant HSS has bagged a $315.89 million or 1.49 billion ringgit job in Iraq. The contract, its largest ever, involves the provision of project management consultancy and supervision services for a driverless metro project in the capital city, Baghdad. HSS Engineering and its partner each hold a 50% stake in the JV. Works will start this month and are expected to be completed in about 5 years in May 2029. The JV will receive an advanced payment of 15% for project management, totaling $15.79 million, approximately 74.55 million ringgit. HSS said construction costs are estimated at $17.55 billion, or about 82.83 billion ringgit, and that the job will be funded via internally generated funds and or external borrowings. It is expected to contribute positively to the group's revenue, earnings and net assets for the fiscal years ending December 31st, 2024 to December 31st, 2029. Group Executive Vice Chairman Tan Sri Engineer Kunasitampalam said the project will usher Baghdad into a new era of connectivity and that this win, secured amid intense competition, holds tremendous significance for its global portfolio. Bank Negara said Project Nexus, a multilateral platform that seeks to enhance cross-border payments, is ready to proceed to Phase 4 following the successful completion of its comprehensive blueprint in Phase 3. The next phase will welcome the Reserve Bank of India, expanding the potential user base to India's Unified Payments Interface or UPI, the largest instant payment system or IPS in the world. Existing participants include the central banks of Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore and Thailand, alongside domestic IPS operators. Project Nexus aims to revolutionize cross-border payments by connecting domestic IPS globally. It is designed to standardize the way domestic IPS connect to one another and enable them to reach all other countries in the network. Accordingly, BNM said Bank Indonesia will continue its association with the project with special observer status, continuing its contributions from Phase 3 into the forthcoming development stage. Bank Negara Governor Abdul Rashid Ghaffar said in a joint statement by the central banks that with the completion of Phase 3, the parties involved are another step closer to implementing a next-generation cross-border payments infrastructure. Putrajaya intends to issue a request for proposal or RFP as a contingency approach for the implementation of the 3.46 billion ringgit multi-lane free-flow project. Deputy Works Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Maslan said in Parliament today that this is aimed at potentially reducing the project's costs, a move that has been announced since the project was initially approved. Referring to the RFP as a Plan B, he said the government has given firms involved in the proposal until December. The multi-lane free-flow project is a barrier-free system designed to replace the existing booth-based toll collection system with overhead gantries. These gantries will collect tolls using radio frequency identification devices or RFID, along with an automated number plate recognition system. Citing sources, a report by the Edge Malaysia Weekly had said that a private entity, 60% controlled by YTL Corp and 40% owned by a state-owned entity, organised a briefing with the Malaysian Highway Authority and the Ministry of Works in July 2023 to present its proposal for the project to highway concessionaires. However, the proposal reportedly faced resistance from toll concessionaires who criticised YTL's lack of track record and expressed concerns that the involvement of a third party might result in leakages. Brokers are demanding cash up front for the purchase of Artroniq and its warrant, APB Resources, Notion VTec and its warrant, and YNH Property. Kenanga Investment Bank and CGS International implemented cash upfront requirements for these stocks starting today, with Kenanga saying the requirements were imposed on non-margin accounts. Apex Securities temporarily prohibited its clients from purchasing APB shares and both Artroniq and Notion VTec stocks and warrants unless they have the full cash amount available in their accounts at the time of the transaction. At today's closing bell, APB dropped 5.75% to RM1.64, translating into a market value of 185.12 million ringgit. Datuk Dr. Yu Kwan Chon linked YNH Property fell 3.67% to 52.5 sen, valuing it at 277.73 million ringgit. Yu, who is being sued by the Securities Commission for alleged market rigging and manipulation involving shares of Shangri-La Hotels Malaysia, holds 32.6% in YNH Property. Notion VTec rose 0.98% to 2.07 ringgit, valuing it at 1.08 billion ringgit. Its warrant slipped 0.56% to close at 1.76 ringgit. As for Artroniq, its share price rose 5.13% at 20.5 sen, giving it a market capitalization of 83.63 million ringgit. Its warrant traded unchanged at 4 sen.